you're doing well. In today's video I wanted to recreate this look by Kylie Jenner. I'm going to pop it here. It's a little bit of a soft cut crease, something that's very different to the makeup I do regularly on my Instagram. I really wanted to show you guys how I recreated this look on my eye shape as well. So she's got a very nice eye shape which complements this kind of makeup look, but for someone with quite deep set eyes like me it's a little bit harder, and her skin is all matte, which is something that I don't do, so I definitely wanted to try that out using products that will still complement my dry skin. So if you would like to see how I recreated this look and what products I used, then please keep watching. So I'm going to be starting on eyes first. I've already popped a little bit of moisturizer and eye cream. I'm just going to let that sink in while we do eyes. The palette I'm going to be using is my Modern Renaissance, whatever you want to call it, by ABH. This is more of like a mix between cool and warm, which is exactly what we want. Obviously need to prime my eyes first. I'm taking my KYLIE base in the shade 3 and 2. So I'm using my 234 brush by Zoeva. I'm going to try and carve out my brow even though I haven't done my brow first. So what this will do is it will kind of create the shape that I want, and then when I go to do my brows in a bit, then it will be a lot easier to outline their shape. And then I'm just going to pack that all over the eyelid. JH45 by Morphe. I'm going to buff out these edges first, and then I will go on and pat over the base. And this is just to also make sure it's completely seamless for eyeshadows. I don't want any creasing or any pockets of that base settling in my crease. So in the ABH palette I'm going to take the shade Warm Taupe. Is it taupe or taupe? I say taupe. This one here, and I'm gonna mix it together with burnt orange, which is this one here. And I'm just gonna be blending this through the crease. I do actually want it to be fairly dark because when we cut the crease with that pinky shade, obviously we want that to be visible, and the pink shade in her picture, although it is like a nude pink, it's definitely brighter than the colours that are on her crease, so we just want to make sure that we add enough depth and then see that on her lid. Now I'm going to go in with a teeny bit of the shade Cypress Umber. It's obviously quite dark, so I don't want it to be too dark in that crease, and I'm going on it really lightly with a Morphe M506. Just going to swap between brushes just to make sure that everything's blended really nicely, because here where I first applied it, it went on quite heavy, so I just want to make sure I don't have a little patch really dark eyeshadow just sitting there. I want it to be nice and blended. And also when you're doing this step, just make sure that you're not creating like a dark line. Buff it up towards the brow slightly, just so it does create that gradient effect. Obviously this is all really soft, but we don't want like a really dark line at the crease. I'm going to be using my KYLIE and Mitchell blank canvas, and then the KYLIE basic base in Winter Rose, these two shades here, to create like a pink base to cut the crease, because I don't really have an eyeshadow the same colour as what Kylie's is, so I'm hoping this is going to do the job. I think I'm going to go on with a blush because I don't really have a pink eyeshadow in that colour. I'm just going to take a blush from a Makeup Revolution palette, and I'm going to pat this on top. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to buff along that edge there with a little bit of the darker shadows. So I think I might mix together the Warm Taupe, whatever it is, on that little brush, and just buff that edge out a little bit. using a gel eyeliner. This is the Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Eyeliner in the shade Black. You know, when you just keep trying to fix it and it just gets thicker and thicker. Yeah. So I'm going to use a makeup wipe to clean up everything underneath. Just be really careful with that liner. Okay, I'm going to go and do the same on the other eye and then we'll get on to lashes. So I've just popped on a little bit of mascara. It was the Bobbi Brown Intensifying Longwear Mascara in the shade Black, and I've just left my lashes to go tacky. The ones that I'm going to be using are the Prima Lash. They're in the style D38, and I know Kylie's lashes look as if she's trimmed half of her false eyelashes and popped a little bit on the end, but I love Mia Lash, so I'm just going to be keeping them exactly how they are. So while they go tacky with the lash glue, I'm going to be just brushing up my brows. And her brows are really nice and structured. They're not too fluffy and they don't have that laminated brow look. So I'm going to try and do the same for my brows, even though hers have a lot more hair than mine. Mine is lacking in the hair department. So this is the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Hazelnut, and I'm just going to be feathering that through to create the shape. Lashes on. So now that I've finished with the eye makeup, I'm going to move on to skin. Obviously, as I said before, I've already popped a little bit of my moisturiser and eye cream on, so I'm going to go straight on top with my primer. Oh my god, I cannot get into this. Does anyone else, whenever they buy something new, they put it back in its box because they like how it sits in its packaging? Or am I just weird? I like it, like when I bought new products, I like it sat on my desk and I like to see that it's like new stuff on my desk. I don't know why, I don't need it to sit in this box. This is just the Vitamin Rich Face Base by Bobbi Brown. As I said in my last video, this stuff smells amazing. It's like very fresh, citrusy, because we try and avoid the brow area. Back in its box. The foundation I'm using is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is in NW20, and I'm going to apply this with my brush and then buff it in with my Beauty Blender sponge. I also find that by using a sponge, it actually mattifies the foundation a lot more, because where it's a sponge, it actually soaks up a lot of the liquid and the dewiness, I guess. So whenever I want a more dewy finish, I always just stick with using a brush. But if I want more of a matte finish, I will go on with my sponge. This is the Morphe sponge, by the way. I'll link it below. So for contour, I'm going to use a concealer instead. This is the MAC Studio Fix Concealer in NW50. Just going to apply this in all the usual spots. For concealer, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in C8.5. Got a very highlighted under eye in that picture, so I'm just going to try and recreate that. I'm going to buff that in with the sponge. Just being really careful when we get to that wing. Obviously I want it to be really crisp, but I don't want to overline any of the eye makeup. I'm just going to grab my brush I use for contour, just with no extra product, and I'm just buffing over where I contour just to make sure that it's still there. I haven't buffed it away. I'm going to set my face with powder. I'm just using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in Cupcake. This is my favourite for underneath my eyes. and setting my face. I'm gonna set it very matte, which I never do. I always leave it very dewy, and I usually just set under my eyes and just through the areas I put concealer. But I'm gonna set with my little mini beauty sponge, and then I'm gonna dust over the rest of the skin with a really light dusting of the powder as well, just because I want it to be as matte as what hers appears to be in the picture. Pictures could be deceiving, she could be really glowy for all I know, but I'm just going to go by the picture. So before pressing in any powder under the eyes, I'm just going to make sure I buff away any creases. See, we all crease under the eyes, so just make sure you buff that away before pressing in any powder. I'm not going to bake as such, she says, as she layers on so much powder. I'm going to try and dust this away. I don't want this to be too bright. Let's take a little brush and just buff that away a little bit. I'm going to really lightly tap into that powder, just tap off some of that excess into the lid and just pat over the rest of my skin. I'm going to use the same as what I always do, which is my MAC Give Me Sun as my bronzer, just on a Morphe E4 brush. And I'm going to pop this everywhere where I've contoured. So I'm going to contour the same way I usually do, just heavily applying some bronzer down the bridge of my nose and up towards the beginning of my brow as well. I'm just going to buff this away. So by baking down the centre of my nose, this is just going to mimic what my highlight would do and just keep that really bright in the centre. So I want to try and recreate the same blush she's got. It's a really nice, pretty pink blush. I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution blush palette. I'm not sure how old this is. It doesn't have any shade names to it, so the colour that I'm going to be using is this one here, which is like a soft pink. Hopefully that gives off the same effect. I'm going to dust away that powder. I'm going to use my fave, which is my Primark Beauty lip pencil in the shade Toffee. I'm just going to line the outside of my lips. I'm just going to use the Too Faced Natural Nudes. I just applied a little bit of MAC Myth in the middle as well to blend out that Too Faced lipstick, because it was a little bit too like creamy brown. I'm just going to quickly pop off and finish my hair, and I'll be back in 1 second. That is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I recreated this makeup look by Kylie Jenner. I thought it was really fun to challenge myself to do a celebrity inspired makeup look, and also something really different for my base makeup. Obviously I will be linking all of the products that I used and their colours in the description below, and if you liked watching this tutorial, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. I'll be posting every Sunday, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!